Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Welcome to my channel everybody. So I am currently working on my paper pumpkin alternatives for February 2024 kit called Sweet Springtime. Here's a look-see. You got 3 of this project, 3 of these treat boxes, and 3 of the slim lines. As always, there's a QR code for other projects, a visual of everything in the kit, and the coordinating colors. This is a look at our stamp set. Now we're going to be using the bunny and the chick, and then I'm going to use from Thanks a Bunch. It looks like spring. Let me get the whiteboard. Now I have been telling you guys I'm going to show you how to make your own little treat box. Right here, these little treat boxes. So this is it, guys. So we need, and I have not a sample, but I have my pattern here, right? So I want to show you. This is their treat box. This is mine. Woohoo! Pretty dang good, I think. So this one's my sample, of course. This one we're going to save. We're not going to do anything with that one right now. But we're going to go over how you're going to do this. So you're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 7.5 by 10.5. On the 7.5 inch side, you're going to score it 1, 2.5, and 5. On the 10.5 inch side, you're going to score it 1/2 inch, 3 inches, 5.5, and 3. You're going to trim the top and bottom of the 1/2 inch side. This is the top, that's the bottom we trimmed. And you're going to cut half off. That should be off, not of. 1/2 off 2 at the bottom tabs. So alternate. This is half off of this one and half off of that one. These score lines I'll go over how we are going to do that. So along with this project, you will need 4 pieces of DSP that are 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. Okay, so that's this. And then you're going to need to punch 4 2-inch circles. And I did the same DSP, so there's 2 of them. Then besides, and then you'll see there's number 3, here's number 4, and besides, you're going to need to punch 4 of the 2-inch circles. Okay, that's these. And then you'll need to stamp and fussy cut 2 bunnies and 2 chicks, and I put them together just like I have showed you before. This DSP is Dream a Daydream. It was a celebration item last year. This is my little scrap pack, and I decided to use what I could of it. Our cardstock of choice is going to be Daffodil Delight, which is one of the coordinating colors. So I just threw my notebook down, and I'll be darned, I'm going to need that. I am. So, oh, not really. I have this to go by. So we're going to do this. So first things first is on the 11-inch side, you need to cut off 1/2 inch to get it to 10.5. So we will do the cutting with the dark blade. So there's that. And then we're going to turn it this way, and we want it to be at 7.5, which hopefully you guys, my grandson's yelling at the dog to come inside. So there's 7.5. We're going to cut. I will keep those. So we let her in. He never locks the door. Sorry, guys. It's freezing. All right, my little dog must have wanted in here. So we are going to start on the 7.5 inch side. We're going to score it 1 inch, which is right here. Remember, the darker blade is our cutting blade. We don't want that one. We want this lighter blade. So we are going to score 1, 2, and 3. We're going to scooch it on down to 2 1/2. 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to scooch it on down again to 5. Right there. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to lift up the guide ruler, and we're going to start scoring at 1/2 inch. which can be a little tricky when you have all those ink pads and those stamp blocks there. So let's get rid of them. So we're going to start at the 1.5 inch line. We're going to score 1, 2, and 3. Scoot it down to 3 inches and score 1, 2, and 3. Go down to 5 1/2. 1, 2, and 3. Scooch down to 8. And we're going to score again. 1, 2, and 3. So there we have it. It's done. But we're not done. So this, our inspiration, our little treat box from our kit, has this little scallop detail. You can use a die. I have some old Stampin' Up! Border punches, which I wish they would come back with. And on that 1 inch score line, okay, and I think I did this wrong. Let me look at my thing. No, I did that right. I'm like, did I do something wrong? No. Okay. So across the top here, we are going to punch. And I couldn't likely do this early. Just doesn't happen that way. So punch, die cut, whatever you want. If you do not want that scallop detail, then don't add it. But the measurements for this give enough that you can die cut or punch them out. This was one of my very favorite punches. If it ever goes bad, I will be sorely disappointed. I mean, seriously. I need to lift it up and get rid of those bits from under there. Scooch it on down again. And how I'm doing this, you see that silver? Let me hold it up. You see that silver in there? If you line the scallops up to where you don't see the silver and then punch, that's how you use these old punches. There we go. And I think I need just a little bit more of one. You don't always get it perfect, but it's good enough. So there is our scallop detail. Now we're going to go ahead and go over our score lines with the bone folder. So that's our 1/2 inch, the one we're going to trim the top and bottom. We're going to go all the same direction here. What's on there? It's going to be on the bottom, whatever it is. All right. So now we're going to go over that 1 inch that we just took the trim off of with the border punch. Before I go doing any cutting on this, cutting away bits, I'm going over it all. All right, so here is our 1/2 inch, and I told you we are going to trim off the top and bottom. So you can see here where I'm going to trim off, and I'm going to show you how I do that. First of all, I'm going to start by trimming out this bit here, like so. Then I'm going to miter, or take a wedge of pie out, as I like to say, that piece. I'm going to leave this bit and this bit, and I'm going to repeat this process down here at the bottom. This is on the only 1/2 inch bit, and take a wedge out of that one. Now I'm going to stop and let you see that is the same detail on Stampin' Ups that we were given. Okay, you can see that. There we go. So next, you can see on theirs, we're going to lay it on top of ours. we need to cut up on all of these score lines up to the top one, and then we're going to take a wedge a bit out of each of them. We're just going to give it a little bit more space, and it really helps those score lines because I'm going to line my blade up inside that score line when I make that cut, and it's going to help guide it, and you'll feel your scissors catch in it. So we're not done, we're just cutting up at the moment on all 1, 2, 3, all 3 of these, and we'll have 4 sections then. 1, 2, 3, 4 on all of them. We're then going to come in and take a little bit out of both sides, just basically cutting out our score line completely. I'm going to start on this side and then do it to this side. We don't want any of that score line in there. And then here and here. Now you can see we have those gaps, just like on our Stampin' Up counterpart. You see their gaps? We have gaps. Now, let's turn it this way because this is the way it matches. Now we need these two to be at half. And I did this on the guillotine because I wanted a nice straight edge. So I know that you skipped the first one. It's the second and fourth one that we are cutting from the 1/2 an inch tab. So this one and this one we are cutting. Oop, there's a little bit of my score line. So I'm going to fold this one back and this one back. Now these are 2 and what is it? 2 1/2. So I'm going to go to 1 1/4 and I'm going to cut these. So I'm going to stick it in here, get my score line lined up on the 1 1/4, and I cut them both at the same time. We're going to do a check here in a second. So here we go. Look at that, it's looking good. So this is ours, this is theirs. Okay, we got it done. Now what we're going to do is, I got these wrong. So let's look at this one here. You're going to see let's do it this way. So on this top rectangle next to that little 1/2 an inch tab that we mitered, we're going to pick the center point and then score from here to here with our score. And then you're going to skip a rectangle and repeat. So we need to find out how big the rectangle is, and it might help going this way. It's 2 1/2, so it's at 2 1/4. I am going to make a wee little pencil mark at 1 1/4 right there. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to find my 1 1/4 and I'm going to make a little mark there. You see my little pencil marks? You can do this several ways. You can do the Score Pal, but I like using this. So here's my blade. So what I'm going to do is, you can start anywhere, but you need to make sure this point is in the center, and then you want this point down here where these two score lines meet. That's what we're scoring. So first thing is, I'm going to look through here and I'm going to make sure that I can see my pencil mark here. And then if you need to, you can put a pencil mark, let me show you, right down here where you're going to draw your score line. So I'm looking, I see both my marks in place. I have my guide up. I'm going to come right over that and score down. I'm not worried if it goes all the way to the tip or not. That's not my point. So it's just to get a little bit of a crease on there. So we're going to repeat this now there. Let me put that little pencil mark. Hopefully you guys can see that. Little cheat that when you look into the center of the guide ruler, you want to see that pencil mark and that pencil mark. Okay, so I have, oh, that came out really good. So that pencil mark, here's a pencil mark, and then you can go back and erase it. There we go. It's not difficult. Do not let this part scare you. Pushing down, going over it. Gonna line it up again. Pencil mark and pencil mark. I want to be able to see it in the center groove here that's cut out. All right, hopefully you guys can see this now. You can see my score lines. You can see this one didn't make it all the way. It's gonna be all right. It just needs a little help in folding. So now I'm gonna erase my little pencil marks. And I think I will use tear tape because it's so cold. I am not sure. Ooh, Gloria, look, I'm using your calendar. March 1st. I keep it up there. So right now it wants to fall down. I don't know why. Not good. All right. So we're going to join. This tab here is where we're going to put our adhesive. That's going to get joined just like that. We're just going to close it like a book, right? So first of all, let's add our adhesive. You can use whatever adhesive you like to use. I'm going to put a bit here and then cut, if I can find some snips that are made for glue. There's one. And this one, I should have gotten a little closer to the edge, but that's all right. Maybe I'll add a little wet glue on top of it. I had some wet glue up here somewhere and now I can't find it. This is not the bottle I was using earlier. So I'm gonna add just a bit closer to the edge, closer to the score line, and some on the outside for good measure. Okay, so fold it in, fold this right on top of it. Ah! Give it a little rub down. And look at that, we have a box. Who would have known, right? So these score lines, all you need to do is give them a little push inwards. I really don't want to crease them. I just want to, the score line is there just to give it a little bit of help. Because it's like those milk cartons. You see that now? They're just there as a little bit of a guide to pinch in the edges. And I could have done a better job at lining that up, but never fear. We are going to clean it up. Like that. Fixed it. So here again, I'm just going to give it a little pinch like that and a little pinch to get it going, because it's going to come in like so, and we probably, oh, no, look at that, gorgeous. So now our boxes, we start with one of those flaps Now I don't know where my edge is, my opening and closing edge. I gotta look to the inside to see where it's married. It's married right there. That I want to the back. So flip it over. So we're gonna start with one of these down. Then I'm gonna add glue to this one and this one, to the two halves. We're gonna add glue, adhesive, whatever you would like to use. I'm definitely using wet glue because it gives me that little bit of wiggle room that I tend to need. So this one in, this one in. I'm going to come in from the inside, put my fist in it, and then this flap goes over. It's that simple. And being made of cardstock, it is going to hold. And I even bought Easter candy to go in this, and it's in the house. So guess what? We're going to have to use a bit of honey, my candy of choice. Out here, I have a candy jar. I didn't bring the Easter candy out. No, I brought the bit of honey out. Okay, you can stick like I got this water bottle. There we go. So now our two sides are going to pinch, and we have ourselves a wee darling little box. Ha! Love it. So we need the crocodile. Not the scissors. We need some ribbon or something. I don't want, do I want that great big hole in there? I guess we'll have to do holes. I'm trying to figure, I think I'm going to do them from the side. So I've got to move my little guide here. I have it set like at a 1/2 inch, but I want to slide it. It's kind of difficult with nails. Oh, I unscrewed it completely. Not what I wanted. I just wanted to move it back. Now I gotta screw it back in. There. It's all the way to the back because I want to take this in. Right about there. That's almost a complete inch. I'm going to go from the other side. Ah, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, Stampin' Up! If you just make another crocodile, I'd be so happy. So there you go. Look at that. Our holes are going to line up beautifully. And we need something to tie it together, don't we? What do I have that I could use? Ooh, I thought this, well, this is a piece of the ribbon from Meandering Meadow Sweet. I thought I had used my last piece. Lucky for me, I didn't. So we're going to use this piece. It was in the drawer. It needed to be used. I don't even have to put candy in this one, but I'm going to use a pencil because it's sheer ribbon. Force it through that way. Ha. Trick, use a pencil. I can, if it sheer ribbon like this and it's being difficult, put through a hole. Don't use a sharp pencil, just use a pencil. Might help if I get it. Now I accidentally, yes, I actually got some pencil mark right there. I don't want that. So we're gonna tie something in here. Tie it. As I'm gonna fumble because of my nails. But this way, as long as I don't tie a knot, I can undo it. Ah, cute as a button. Cut off my little frayed bits. Love it. Look at how sweet that is. Okay, now all we have to do are glue on our little panels. And of course, we're going to have a bunny at the front and a bunny at the back. At least that was my idea. I would love to know how many of you think you might make your own little treat boxes this year. Hank has 32 kids in his class, and I have a whole bunch of So Saffron and a whole bunch of DSP I could do this with. Of course, I would punch the bunnies. I would use the Easter Bunny stamp set and punch. And just punch the bunnies. I would only, I think, put one bunny on each of them. And if I scored them, I may be able to teach the class on how to put it together. If I cut them, scored them, got them 100% prepped, so where they just had to do glue on the bottom and they could do their little decoration. So we have our 2 side panels, which is going to get, it looks like spring. I could even use that because it doesn't say Easter, in case somebody has a fit religiously. Which there are those who do. Which they say spring break, so it's not like I'm saying happy Easter. I am just saying it looks like spring. And I can show his teacher that I'd like to come in and do this with the class. But it would have to be the middle of March, as I'll be preparing for a colonoscopy on the 31st. I'll have to think this through. I will have to think that through and talk to the teacher. All right. Didn't think about that. So now we are going to do some stamping, if I can find what I did with the stamp set. Now we do have, of course, Happy Easter, but for me it's simpler to do, it looks like spring because it's going to fit in the 1 3/4 inch. Let's see, it's springtime greetings. See, I would have to split that up. I could do springtime, but the G in the springtime goes through the E, so that will not work. Happy Easter, it's just not full enough to fit in the circle. So it's going to be, it looks like spring, and we need the Daffodil Delight, which I do have it out. I thought I did. So here's the Daffodil Delight, and I need some scrap paper, which you see my stacking trays. This is what I've told you, that I messed up my whole desk with the soda pop things. We have these bits left over from a paper pumpkin box, the same treat box that I cut off the bottom to make my little Easter basket. Oh no, for the card. I made the 2 cards. These are left over, so we're going to use those for this. So it looks like spring. I want to stamp this one again. It just doesn't look good. I thought we'd do the leaf, but I think not. I think we're just going to keep it sweet and simple. And we need to punch these out, of course. I licked my fingers. Yes, I did. To get it in the center. Put that away. And we can put these on dimensionals if you want. I don't want to, but if you wanted it more dimensional, you could. I hope you guys think I delivered well on making the little treat box from the original one. Ah, I think it's great. So there it is. Sweet. Looks like spring. Let me show you what theirs looked like. Yes, it was more colorful as far as the top doesn't have anything. So that's theirs. This is my version. It's up to you what you do. So I think it came out pretty darn sweet. Just like its set called Sweet Springtime. You could even, we could put these big butterflies. My aunt gave these to me. Let's see them. I wonder if we could put them on here. Oh, that one was missing its thing. You know what would have been cute, guys? Is this would have gone right through. That would have gone right in there. But I don't think I can use it on this unless I wind it through here. Let's see. Because these are on wires. Yeah, it's a bit big. That's not going to work. I'll have to save to use these on another project. Huh. I can see it's missing its little stone right there too. Gonna have to get some adhesive and put that back on there. Okay, we'll have to find a project for the butterflies. So anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope that you like this one. I do. I think it's sweet. And it is really not that difficult. I hope that I explained it well enough for you. And I appreciate your comments, your great support. You guys have been terrific. Please feel free to contact me if you have any questions. I'm here to help you. And I invite you to come back and visit me in my Wonderland. Thanks for watching, everybody.